everyone, welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time. We are live from our headquarters at Asmara with your domestic and international news in brief. I am Zahra Badouri. On your today's reports are: seminars to students and youth workers. Athlete Dolshi Tasfu wins second place and becomes a silver medalist. More on your domestic and on your international. Russia, China, Putin meets with Chinese defense minister in Moscow. Iran, Venezuela signs new memoranda of understanding to expand oil cooperation. Welcome to your domestic in brief. Seminars to secondary school students and youth workers in the nine subzones of Ansaba region, as well as the students of Haggaz Agricultural and Technical College, have been conducted from mid-March to 12th April. The seminar, conducted by Mr. Saleh Ibrahim, head of the PFDJ in the region, were focused on the objective situation and the role of the youth, strengthening participation of the youth in popular campaigns and in development programs, students' ethics, harmful addictions and their consequences, strengthening relationships between parents and students and teachers, as well as cleansing and infecting services at workplace. At the seminar conducted to students of Haggaz Agricultural and Technical College, Mr. Saleh called on the students to take advantage of the educational opportunities being provided and earnestly work to change the traditional way of farming to modern one. Mr. Ahmed Nur Humad, head of the political and organizational affairs at the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in the region, on his part called on the students to concentrate on their education and the concerned institutions to play due part in the overall development of the youth, indicating that the seminars will have significant contribution in developing their understanding on various issues. The students and youth workers called for its further sustainability. Eritrean Olympian athlete Dolshi Tasfu became a silver medalist at the Rotterdam Marathon that was held on 16th April. Athlete Dolshi finished the race in 2 hours and 21 minutes and 35 seconds, following the Ugandan athlete. At the males category, Belgian athlete Abdu Bashir became gold medalist by finishing the race in 2 hours, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. In the same vein, Boston Marathon, in which Eritrean athletes will take part, will be held today, April 17. The police station of Shamboko subzone organized public seminar focusing on controlling crimes and offenses on your final domestic. At the seminar, Corporal Butsuamlah and Debrhan, commander of the police station, called on the public to develop their understanding on law and strengthening cooperation in the police in controlling crimes and offences that may occur in their areas. Corporal Butsuamlah also gave a detailed briefing on the crimes and offences committed in this subzone in the year 2022 and called on the public to refrain from committing crimes and offences, because not knowing the law does not make one free from accountability. Corporal Butsu Amlach also called for settling conflicts in coordinates with noble societal cultural values before going to legal offenses. Stay tuned for more of your reports on the international line after this. Welcome back. Russian President Vladimir Putin has met with Chinese Defense Minister, underscoring Beijing's strengthening engagement with Moscow. with which it has largely aligned its foreign policy in an attempt to diminish the influence of the United States and another Western democracy. Putin and Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu met on Sunday with General Li Shangfu less than a month after Chinese leader Xi Jinping held a 3-day state visit to Moscow. China has refused to criticize Russia's military actions in Ukraine and blame the US and NATO for provoking Moscow, but China's foreign minister said last week that China wouldn't be helping Russia with weapons as the US and other Western allies have feared. Officially, China remains neutral in the Ukraine conflict. However, Xi's trip emphasized how China is increasingly becoming the senior partner in the relationship as it provides Russia with political cover and an economic lifeline during the Ukraine conflict. In comments opening the meeting, Putin praised the general development of Russia and China relations. Li, however, said that the country's relations outperforms the military political unions of the Cold War era. They rest on the principles of non-alignment and are very stable. He added that Russia and China ties have already entered a new era. On your final report, Shana's report on Sunday said Oil Minister Javid Awaji and his Venezuelan counterpart Pedro Talchea had signed numerous MOUs in the presence of Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez earlier this day in Caracas. OJ has traveled to the Venezuelan capital since earlier this week to pursue a series of joint energy projects between Iran and Venezuela. Shana said that the MOUs signed on Sunday covered projects on developing oil and gas fields, renovation of refineries and petrochemical complexes, as well as oil trade. It said that Iran has committed under the agreement to execute renovation projects in Venezuela oil refineries to bring their outputs to the maximum level. The report said that Iran had also agreed to provide a technical and engineering services and equipment needed for reconstruction and renovation of petrochemical plants, oil export terminals, and gas condensating facilities in Venezuela. Iran and Venezuela have sought to expand their energy cooperation in recent years in a bid to form a united front against sanctions imposed by the United States on their economies. Iran has offered crucial equipment and services needed to upgrade oil refineries in Venezuela, aimed efforts in the South American country in response to a shortage of motor fuels that have been caused by U.S. sanctions. Iran has also supplied shipments of condensatants, which is a very light form of oil, for blending with Venezuela's heavy crude grade to make it available for export. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief. Do stay tuned for more of your news here on ERi-TV. Until then, these are a recap of today's Heads Up. Seminar to students and youth workers. Reports on athlete Dolce Tasfu winning a silver medal. Putin meets with China's defense minister in Moscow. Iran and Venezuela sign new memorandum of understanding to expand oil production. Thanks for watching once more and have a nice one.